I'm done.
Hey, Yvonne.
Hi, Sam.
How you doing?
I'm ready to be down in D-Town.
Oh, I am so thankful that you showing up in Detroit. Look, I rocks with you. I want to put it on Front Street. Oh, we've already started recording. I am a fan. I rocks with you from day one. And I mean...
Day one?
Day one. I'm talking first gen. If we want to talk day one, let's talk day one.
Wow. I appreciate you, bro. You took it back.
Yeah, so I know from the Jesus and July podcast, you and Lovey, that I know you don't like the cold. So thank you for coming to Detroit in the peak cold. You picked the coldest time to come.
Listen, I gotta fly in a day earlier because I was like, I don't want no problems. I said they got weather. They got weather out there. We only know one season. Detroit got weather. All I'm asking is, please don't snow. Just make sure the airports stay open because I got to get from Detroit to Chicago. I don't want no problems.
I can't promise that because you picked the time where weather just do whatever it want at this point.
So it's my fault. You blame me. It's my okay.
It's not snowing, but I have not seen the sun in the last 3 weeks, so there's that.
Copy. Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Either way, we're going to have a bomb time.
Yeah, but speaking of the show, I mean, I've been hearing good things. The Lagos to Laurel stand-up comedy tour. You come to the Majestic Theater on this Friday, actually. This Friday the 31st. For tickets, go to YvonneOrji.com. I have to say that because I want to do this because I want to fan out at this point. Because I want to get the business out of the way because I want to fan out. But I do got...
Okay, all right.
My wife is here. My wife was so starstruck at the start of this conversation. The podcast has been going on, and we've been anticipating your call. She just dropped her mic. She just dropped the mic. She rocks with Molly. She's Team Molly all day. I'm Team Jared, but we'll get to that.
Wow. Okay.
Like I said, we're fans. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about your stand-up before we jump into that. Because I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, doing my homework, that is exactly how you landed the role in Insecure.
Well, yeah, Issa saw me, people don't know that, like, stand-up that's my roots. So Issa saw me, perform stand-up by way of hosting a lot of different events. And, in the back of her mind, Issa's really good at recognizing talent before everybody else recognizes it. I think that's her superpower. And she just told herself, like, girl, my best friend. And then when it came time to do, to audition for Insecure, remember that. And so, yeah, so the comedy was the catalyst, if you will.
Now, you got the role just based on your own merits, just like you said, no agent, no manager, very little acting experience. And shout out to you, the 10-year overnight success. Shout out.
Basically.
But let's talk about stand-up comedy. Like in your early beginnings of stand-up, is it true that you went to Liberia to avoid telling your parents about stand-up?
I did. I was in the middle of getting my master's in public health. And, after that, my parents were like, okay, boo, cool. When are you going to go to med school? And I was like, I'm not going to do that either. But I couldn't tell them that I was going to go to med school. So I was like, you know what, Mom and Dad, I actually got to work in the degree. So let me go to Liberia. And they had just finished the Civil War. And I was like, yeah, that's still better than telling my parents that I want to be a stand-up comedian. Because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. I hadn't figured it out yet. So there was no option. There was no plan. There was no, I didn't know what the heck. I just was like, I want to make people laugh. And then you can't tell no immigrant parents, like, that's your plan. So I went to Liberia to avoid facing the music.
Speaking of facing the music, when you finally faced the music, how supportive were they?
I mean, it was like any parent that wants for their kids, they for sure had a lot of questions. They were like, huh? Like, one, you know, as a woman, culturally, that's not something you see a lot of women doing. You know, comedy, even here in America, is a male sport. Here, though, you know, you get a lot more women who are breaking down barriers. In Nigeria, it's like, how you gonna be a wife and a mother and slang these jokes? You know, it's like you're either like picking a life of singleness, but, you know, comedy, or you're picking being like a family, having a family, and, you know, denying your passions and your dreams. So I was just like, I don't want to deny myself of anything. I'm greedy. I want everything that God has for me. And so they were for sure like, we don't know what's going on. We just like, either you're going to be a doctor or you're going to marry a doctor. What you going to do? And I was like, So it took a while, you know, to see once I was secure, they came and like, oh, now we go. Okay.
I mean, they should be good now. I mean, like, who are we kidding?
Oh, yeah, now it's all love. Now it's all love. But, you know, you got to realize it took 7 years to make it. You know, from the time it was 2008 when I went to Liberia, and I booked Insecure in 2015. So, you know, it was a while.
Now, one of the things that I hope that they understand, because you've been on Comic View, you've been on tour, the Chris Rock Blackout Tour, you got a book coming out. Is that story in the book, Bamboozled by Jesus, God tricked me into, you know, the life of my dreams? The life of my dreams.
It sure is, yeah. I talk about how I didn't know I was going to do in and God was like, do comedy. I was like, no, sir, that is not you got the wrong child. And he was like, no. He was like, no, I know your name, I know your number. So you going to do this or not? And I was like, I want to say nah, but you Jesus, so you obviously know more than I do. Okay, let me try it. And nothing was, like a Drake album, nothing was ever the same.
That's cool. Hey, you got to follow. Hey, when he talk to you, listen. That's what you do. Now, I have to do this. I think I'm obligated to do this. Look, season 4 of Insecure is coming back April 12th.
That's right. Resurrection Sunday.
Hey, all right. Now that we got this, I want to apologize straight up. I myself, like I said previously, Team Jared, I am an Enterprise Reward member since 2005. Let's get it while you play it. All right, I'm joking. I'm joking, but does that come up for real? I know you not Molly, but at the same time, do people like me show up in your life just showing their Enterprise cards?
I don't think no one showed up before Enterprise for a while, so I know you're a super fan. But for certain, after season 1, I was called trifling. I was called uppity. I was being told that I don't know a good thing when I see one. I was like, oh, y'all know that this is a character. They write these scripts for me. This is not Yvonne Orji. But yeah, no, after season 1, they were like, Molly, I don't know. Like, you don't want to be happy. Apparently, you just like not being happy. I was like, that's not true.
Now,
but you know, we all make mistakes in love. You never know.
I get it. Molly is very different from Yvonne. I know that. But I gotta ask, do you, Yvonne, have Molly moments in your life where
absolutely,
really?
Yeah.
Give us one.
What's being a character and not even a character for you? There, you know, life imitates art. Art imitates life too. You know, it's like it's the ping pong. It goes back and forth. And so I have moments where it's like I've grown with Molly, and she's grown me a little bit. And you know, even sometimes before I go on dates, to be like, "Girl, don't make no Molly mistakes," you know, or you know what, you have to be a boss out here like Molly, or you know what, it's time for you to go back to therapy. You know, so it's like we. You know, there are a lot of things she does, and I'm like, that ain't it. But there are a lot of things that she does, and I'm like, I get it. I understand. I get you. Girl, you is me, and I am you. I got you.
Now, I have been paying attention to your comedy. I've seen you in interviews. I gotta ask, how does your parents, who love you, But how do they feel about you portraying a character that's like totally not you? How do they feel about Molly?
I mean, you know, there's nothing that I would put out there and do, you know, with Molly that I don't do with them in mind. You know what I mean? Like, they're super concerned for sure. And I have some conservative views as well. But, you know, I understand, like, I have a vision, right? So, things that I know have been pretty good. So, and what my limitations are in terms of, like, the different things that I can do and the different places I can go with a character, and me understanding, okay, well, here's their desire and here's their vision. How do we marry that? And, you know, I think my parents trust me and the God in me enough whereby, you know, I'm able to, they realize, like, okay, this is a character. This is not a daughter. We do have, you know, our benchmarks of where we hope you're not going to go. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I got the same benchmarks, so we good. You know, so I think we're all on the same page.
Okay, I'm going to make a hard pivot because I know your time is very precious, but I want to ask a very selfish question, if you don't mind.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
okay.
this is selfish. Like, I ask for the people, we talking, this is a podcast, but this question is particularly for me. If you dig it, cool. But if you don't, well, like I said, selfish question.
Okay, I'm not nervous because, you know, I'm a comedian. I does this, so
all right.
You can't rattle me.
Will First Gen come back in any form, whether it be on a different platform, back on YouTube? I love that show. I get it. I am not a First Gen guy, but I have friends that are, and it just made all the sense in the world to me. So will we see that again?
Let me tell you right now, I'm a dream God, they multiply. So we, by the grace of God, we will see First Gen or stories similar like it, or that we gonna see something. I mean, I am a big proponent of telling stories from an immigrant perspective, stories from the continent of Africa. So there is a story in me that needs to come out in the world, whether it is First Gen, whether it's another form. Like, we gonna figure it out. I still have hope for First Gen. I'm gonna tell a story about my family in some way, somehow. So you can best believe that.
That's what's up. Now, for the sake of time, we got this section we like doing with all our guests. We call it speed round. There are no wrong answers. Just the first thing to come to your mind, and we just gonna ask these questions. It's quick, okay?
Okay, copy, shoot.
All right. You are a great dancer. Who do you know in your soul you could beat in a dance-off? Speed round now.
I don't know. I don't know if I could beat in a dance-off, but I do want to, like, Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, her knees are a little younger than mine, but I remember I could go down. So let me see. Let me test my knee game with Meg.
Okay. All right. Speed round question number 2. What was your biggest flex at your success?
My biggest flex? I be buying my house. I was like, I want to be fiscally responsible, but I want to be a homeowner. So that's what's up. All right, you on a show called Insecure. What is your biggest insecurity? Oh, one of my insecurities was just this people pleasing thing. You know, and then therapy got me together, so I'm fine. You know, there was that need to, like, please or, you know, just always be liked or whatever. And it's not like I'm not a likable person, but that's not, you know, that doesn't help you in life to just be so chained and bound by that. And, you know, a couple therapy sessions, I'm like, you right, Doc? I'm good, you know. So that was an insecurity that, like, you know, I don't know, like, that people wouldn't like me.
All right. Hey, you a First Gen kid, and I apologize for this one, but what is the best dish your parents can cook that you wish you can match?
Oh man, my dad makes this soup. It's obono soup. I don't even want to try to make it because he does it so well. I just let him have it. It's a traditional Nigerian dish. He won.
And lastly, well, second to last question. This still speed round, but if not Insecure, what other current TV show would you like a starring role in?
Oh, I have said Succession. Watchmen is dope. Yeah, Watchmen is dope. I'm like, I want to be a superhero. I know there's a superhero role in me at some point. I'm like, Regina, do you need a little sister? Let me be your little sister.
Oh, you rock with this podcast. We was talking about that in the last podcast. Regina King can read the phone book. I'm down with her, man.
Man, she killed it.
Oh yeah. And this is the last one. I know you on a time crunch, but you are a person who left medicine for stand up, and you are a person who jumped out of the box. You took the leap and you bet on yourself. And it looks like to me that you winning. What advice would you love to give people who may be taking that leap?
I'd say, one, knowing you know that this is what you are called to do, not just something you want to do. Or, when you have a calling, that leads to this is very different than a wish or a hope, even a dream. And I think once you have that as your guiding force, you don't back down from it easily. It's amazing the amount of lazy people in LA. It really is. Or the people who settle for mediocrity. I think you came here to pursue something, but you're not working hard at it. Like, it's not going to fall in your lap. I mean, and if it does, let me know how that happens so I can stop working as hard. But yeah, no, it really is. It is favor that meets diligence and hard labor. There's no two ways about it. So you have to see things differently than other people see things. And it's like we can all be in the same industry, but we're like there's a part of my book that talks about we all on the same marathon of life, but we're not running the same race. We show up to the track, but my lane is different than your lane. And how can we all be on the same journey, but I make mine so distinct? Like, how can I look at my life, like, what is it about me and that's a question I always ask. Like, why am I doing this? I think people are not as introspective. They don't really know their why. It's just like, I want to make it. Okay, for what? When you do make it, what will you say? What will you do? What would that look like? Why you? What stories is it that you want to get out? What stories is it that you want to tell? Like, why should we care that you made it? And I think that's just bigger than the celebrity of it all, because that speaks for purpose.
That's what's up. And I couldn't say nothing more than that. You right when you right, and you done lived it. I can't wait to see you here in Detroit. Thank you so much, Yvonne, just for giving us a little bit of your time. I know you busy.
I appreciate you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm headed to a meeting right now, so I appreciate you.
Oh, do your thing. I can't wait to see you in Detroit. Bring a coat. You're going to need it.
Hey, listen, I already know. You already know. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, this is.
Bye.